Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to welcome you to Friday TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. I'm always excited whenever it's Friday because I get to come here, look into the camera and talk to you guys. I mean, it's always an amazing time. So the latest report or the latest update with the ASUU strike is that the federal government has asked ASUU to quit the strike. I mean, they've asked them to go back to classrooms. Remember that they have not even met 1/4 of their demands. They're owing them salaries, they need salary upgrades, they need a whole lot of things, which runs into billions. And then the federal government is now saying, enough is enough, go back to the classrooms. And these lecturers are saying, no, they are not going back. And meanwhile, on the other hand, students have started blocking roads. They've started protesting. I mean, it's about time now. This year will soon finish and these students did not even enter the classrooms. And then you're now ordering their lecturers to go back to school. I don't really understand. So according to the ASUU president, Professor Osedeke, he said after the industrial strike that a lot of lecturers in Nigerian universities might be jakpaing. Lecturers are not being valued in this country. The educational system in this country is not even being valued, because if you value education, you understand that these people, these so-called people that you call future leaders, they need education, they need the requisite skills. And what gives you that skill is the four walls of a classroom. For starters though.
Catastrophe of what has just happened today. It's a catastrophe. The last time this happened was during the military era. No, the catastrophe, I can assure you when this strike is over, a large number of our lecturers are going to migrate from this country. When you are using force to push your lecturer to class, I asked you a question yesterday. The way you are, Oshibaloye, if you go to a hospital and say, the doctor say, this place is not well, do it well, and the owner force the man say you must go and treat this patient, will you allow that doctor to treat you? The same thing with the lecturers. You are forcing your lecturer. You know what they did? First of all, they say if we owe them, if we don't pay them, they will come and beg us. And 7 months, it didn't work. I remember I said alive. And then he went to court, want to force them. It's a catastrophe. No country that is thinking about the future of their children, thinking about the health of the education system, who believe in education, who believe in the future of this country, whose children are in those universities, will try that.
I think it's about time this strike is called off, because students are, a lot of them are, some of the girls are even married now. Some of them have started giving birth to children. Did not hear from me. Another story I have here is from the Debt Management Office of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. According to them, Nigeria's total public debt stock, which was 41.60 trillion naira, estimated at $100.70 billion in March, has risen to 42.84 trillion naira, which is now estimated at $103.31 billion as of June. So bottom line is they are telling us that our debt has increased, our borrowing has increased. You know, when someone comes to you and says, okay, I need a loan, I want to start a business, and then within 6 months I will pay back the loan to you. But in the case of Nigeria, they will borrow and we will not even know what they did with the money. It's when the debt rises that we will now know that, okay, we are owing. Very soon, all these countries we are borrowing from, they will still come and either they carry us or they colonize us again. And then some of us will now become citizens of Republic of, I don't know what we are going to be called by them, because this debt keeps increasing by the day. And then we don't even know what they are doing with it. Let me take some comments. Someone says, what did they use all this money for? I don't know. If you ask me now, who I go ask? Somebody else says, make everybody get ready, because anytime the people where they loan from fits, anytime the people where they loan from fit collect Nigeria, that's the people who borrowed us this money might come and, take Nigeria, the country, and then all of us will now become, Another person says, I want make the debt pass limit, so UK people go come back us go their side, even if not for family. Somebody else says, how much is the country worth then? Do you understand? If our debt rate is at this ridiculous trillions of naira, how much is the country now? Do we even still have money in this country itself? Okay, So speaking of these deaths and everything, we all know that President Muhammadu Buhari is speaking at the 77th United Nations General Assembly, and according to him, there should be some debt cancellation for developing countries. Our debt rate has risen to, how much did I even say? 400 and something trillion naira. And then he's telling these people, he's talking to like world leaders, world powers in New York currently. That's the speech he gave yesterday. He said there should be cancellation of debts. You know, Baba don't look and say, oh, Naija, they owe. It's just I no go just tell these people, may they cancel the debts.
Now, most of the interested by a new global challenge among which conflicts increasingly being driven.
Are we still a developing country? I think we're about, how many years are we even going to be on October 1st? I think we'll be about, is it 62 or 60? Yeah, 63. And then we're still a 63 years old man. Is he still a developing man? Okay, still talking about Nigeria and our, plenty wahala of all these things happening, of all our debts that is rising every day, of the ASUU strike, which is now in the 7th month, and then they're telling lecturers to go back with all of this whole wahala that is going on. This person comes out, let me take the story. The federal government says it is proposing legislation to ban the consumption of animal skin, locally known as Kpomo in the country. Sorry, let me go on a short break, and when I come back, we'll look at the story. With the growing impact of social media in our personal, business, and work life, driven by the rapid advancement in technological innovation, Oxford TV, a unique online web TV, is taking advantage of the enormous potential in the social media world by providing rich and fascinating entertainment and informative content that appeals to the millennial, Gen Z, as well as the young and older adults who are our target audience. Aside creating, enriching, inspiring, and entertaining content that makes us a delight to our esteemed viewers across the globe, we also help businesses connect with their customers, prospective customers, and target audience through our cost-effective media services delivery such as product advertising, weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, housewarming, child dedication, book launch, trainings, workshops, photo shoots, news coverage, company promotional videos, media hype, and brand endorsements with the goal of boosting our clients' brand visibility, enhance their public image, and improve their sales performance. You can connect with us on all social media platforms as Oxford TV Nigeria. You can also get all trending news content from our website on www.oxfordtvng.com. You can reach our 24 hours hotline on 0802 937 4259. Oxford TV, live your dreams. Alright, just in case you have just joined in, this is Talking Trends on Oxford TV, and you haven't really missed a lot. I was talking about the federal government proposing a legislation to ban the consumption of Kpomo. You know Kpomo, literally everything we eat in Nigeria, there's Kpomo inside it. Abacha, there's Kpomo. Eforiro, there's Kpomo. Vegetable soup, there's Kpomo. Is it egusi? Egusi without Kpomo. Are you guys kidding me now? Even though I don't eat it because it has no nutritional values anyways, I can understand that part of it. But are you going to ban something that the whole country consumes? Meat is expensive, and then this Kpomo is what? Kpomo. They call it animal skin. You will not understand it. If I say animal skin, it sounds posh. It is called Kpomo. Imagine Kpomo inside of fada rice or fada stew. Hot steaming of fada rice, and Kpomo is not inside, and they are saying they want to ban it. Okay. Mohammed Yakubu, Director General, Nigeria Institute of Leather and Science Technology, Zaria, said this in Abuja. He said the habit of eating animal skin, which has no nutritional value, should be stopped to save the industry and boost the nation's economy. The Director General added that the Institute, in collaboration with stakeholders in the industry would approach the National Assembly and state government to bring out legislation banning kpomo consumption. Oshe Baba, oh, I don't even know you, and suddenly you came out, and this is what I'm knowing you for. I never knew we even have leather industry in Nigeria. Now, of course, I know we have leather industry, but when we don't chop for the kpomo, I think we not even import leather in this country, and then we are consuming our own leather. Osheo, but then again, Nigeria population is about 200 million, and then you now want to ban, let me say 200 million, let's just say 50 million consume kpomo, just trying to be, not to over exaggerate. Let's say 50 million people consume kpomo on a daily basis. People even hawk kpomo on the streets. You just see people buying kpomo with toothpick and eating, and then you want to ban such a thing, such a commodity. Uncle, be careful. Anyway, let me take some of the hilarious comments. Even Obi Kubana commented. Let me read Obi Kubana's comment. He said, "Oh God, my best part of meat is gone finally." That's Obi Kubana's comment. Someone else says, "So now kpomo be the problem for this country." I know, right? Of all the problems we have, kpomo is your problem. Kpomo will be the only affordable meat, Someone else says, "May God help us." What does this has to do with all the problems Nigeria is facing? If you ask me, I could go ask them. Okay, so I think that was the most hilarious comments today. So another story I have here is coming all the way from China. So let me read it. A former Chinese justice minister was sentenced to death with a 2-year reprieve on charges of taking bribes and helping criminals, including his brother, hide illegal activity. 67-year-old Fu was once one of China's most powerful police chiefs, pleaded guilty to abusing his powers in roles including minister and chief of police for the Chinese capital Beijing in 2005-2021 to hide crimes by his brother and others. China Central Television said this. In return, Fu received money and property amounting to 170 million yuan, estimated at $16.5 million. And he is going to be spending the rest of his life in prison. Just imagine, ordinary $16.5 million. Just imagine. How much do people in Nigeria loot and what has happened to them? Anyways, I don't have any opinions. I'm just trying to put, 1 and 2 together, or 2 and 2 together, I guess. Because if you bring such case in Nigeria, we're going to hear that, okay, so and so person has been arraigned, but what happens to that person afterwards? We never know what happens afterwards. So this is to show you that countries understand you know what crime is. Our president said he has been fighting crime. He actually campaigned on the basis of fighting corruption. Yes, that's what he campaigned on in 2015. And up to date, we see corruption every day. Because if it is not corruption, I don't know why we should be owing 400 and something trillion naira. Because that money should have yielded some, even if you borrow, you're borrowing to do something, and then when you borrow, you pay back. If it's not corruption, I don't know why we should be owing such amount of money. But remember, I don't know anything, Let me take some of the comments here. Someone says, the Nigeria we hope to see one day, so help us God. Amen. So that the day but let's not even shout amen too much, because, we shout amen because we're not in that seat. Let's just say that, let justice always find its way. Whatever happens, if I commit a crime tomorrow, let justice prevail. I don't intend to commit crime, I cannot use myself as an example. If I commit a crime, let me not be caught. I cannot commit any crimes. Remember, someone else here says, can never be Nigeria. Ganduje is still governor. Jailed former governors that stole huge sums of money were granted presidential pardon. Yeah, that is Nigeria for you. You have to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody in somewhere. Somebody else says, I don't know when we did bring this to Nigeria. Nigerian government is very good at copying things from other countries, like bringing up different tax, but they won't adopt this new one. We copy the wrong things all the time. Someone else says, Nigerian politicians and police officers left the group chat. All right, so that's the much we can take on today's talking trends. But before we go, I think congratulations are in order for African rapper number one, microphone magician. We know who we're talking about, M.I. Abaga and his wife Eniola Mafe, as the type that not traditionally. Yeah, I guess today was quite a colorful event, and so congratulations to the new couple and the new weds. You know, I mean, everybody congratulated them. A lot of celebrities were at their wedding and all of that. I mean, it's so nice to see, you know, things like this. We didn't even know there was something like this until the time, you know, he just came out and now said he has found the one. That's when we all knew about it. Unlike some of you that will procrastinate and publicize everything on social media. It's always good for you to be private all the time. But then again, congratulations to M.I. and his wife. And that's all we have for you on Talking Trends today. But before I go, I want to say something, yeah? These stories I read here today, I mean, these are things happening in Nigeria. And then we can come on, you know, go on social media, get the comments, you know, people retweeting and all of that. But a lot of people in Nigeria are suffering depression. A lot of us are suffering from depression. A lot of people have committed suicide this year alone. If you don't know, you will not know. So when someone says they are suffering depression, if you don't have anything to say, if you do not have any kind words to say to that person, just don't say anything, because you don't know what that person is passing through. I had a conversation with someone and the person said, I told the person that somebody committed suicide, and they were like, what will even make someone commit suicide? You would not know until you experience it. So I'm saying, pray you don't even experience anything that will make you go to that extreme, because things happen. We all are suffering the same thing. We're all in the same boat, but we are feeling the water differently. And again, when someone calls you, your friend, your family member, anybody calls you on the phone and you were not able to pick it, return that person's call. If you're seeing your phone, someone is calling you, pick up that call. You don't know what that person is passing through at that particular time. It is not every time that somebody calls you that they want to ask you for financial help. It is not every time that somebody texts you that they want to ask you for some help or the other. Sometimes the person actually just wants to check up on you. But we are so quick to jump into conclusion. We look at our phone and say, this one again, no. The next day, now I beg, give me urgent 2K. No, the person might just want to know how you're faring. So bottom line is, when your family member, your friend calls you, pick up. Even if you don't have money to give that person, some words of encouragement would really go a long way. Yeah, I think motivational speaking will also, you know, yeah, I think I'll be good at it. Reading and out. So thank you for watching today's episode of Talking Trends, and don't forget to like. Just a simple thumbs up will help. Comment if you like the story, leave us a comment and tell us how we're doing, and don't forget to subscribe. And then when you subscribe, they don't charge money to subscribe at all. You're not paying anything to just subscribe, and then click on the notification bell so that you can always get our stories firsthand. And then if we're doing good, tell us in the comment section. If we're not doing good, tell us in the comment section as well. If there's some stories we missed, there's some stories you want to comment on, just go ahead and comment on them. So before I leave you, like I always say, take it down, take a glass of wine, take a bottle of wine. It's just Friday. Relax. The word will not end today. I don't know. I'm not Jesus Christ, but the word is not ending today, Sha. So, cheers to Friday.